Okay, now we're going to turn an SVG into 3D geometry. So an SVG is scalable vector graphic. To make one, you just click on your object and fill it. You can fill it with any color in the world. In fact, I would suggest a bright color. So what you can do is choose this color, maybe choose red, fill it with red. And then we can export this by save as, and we can save it somewhere as SVG. You can notice I have in Illustrator the ability to save SVG. I'll use SVG1. Now this product is a certain size, so you can go to transform, and here is the size. You can write it down, or we can use this to copy paste. I'll use a notepad to paste the width. You can use text edit if you're on a Mac. Paste the height. Okay, I'll put this on my other monitor, and you can put that anywhere you want. Just keep it open. So here's Blender. Use my keyboard shortcuts. X, delete. I'm deleting everything out of the scene that's annoying. X. And then I will go File, Import, SVG. And then I'll choose where I save that to, which is users, admin, Dropbox, work in progress, light switch labeler. Now it's really small. You can see that, right? Really small. And it took on the color, and that's a good thing. It also came in with a couple things. It came in with this. This was on the other layer, so let's delete it. Object, transform, origin to geometry. This will pop it into the center. And what I want to do is hit N on the keyboard and go to the dimensions. Dimensions in X is width, Y is the height. So I copied that over to Notepad, and what I want to do is re-put those dimensions in. Now I have a one-to-one product from my 2D scan. That's very powerful. In other words, if you ever had a cell phone or anything like that and you wanted to make a perfect kind of case for it, well, you could always scan it flat, and then, yeah, there's all kinds of possibilities. Don't go making a cell phone cover just yet, because that's the first product every student tries to make, and yeah, it's a big hot mess. And they never really protect. I mean, I do have one that does protect quite well, but I would say you have to know a little bit about the strength of the ABS. Alright, so we have this product, it's in here, and now what I can do is convert it to polygons. Now I would highly suggest that you save it at this point before you do that. Okay, then we can convert it. Convert to mesh poly curve surf text. Alright, good. It is now converted over. How do I know that? Well, I can hit tab and you can see polygons. This is why I didn't choose black, because black is actually the same color as the poly lines, so you would never be able to see the poly structure. So that's hitting tab. Now also I can go to faces, click on it, click L, and Control E. This will extrude it, and I will extrude it going up. How thick? Well, just extrude it up and then go back into it, and let's, the thickness of this would probably be like 2 to 3 mil. I would say let's go 3 millimeters. And let's actually use 4. And I'll show you why. Alright, let's Shift D it to duplicate it. What I want to do is cut a section of this out. Alright, in order to do that, what I like to do is make a representation of the object, or let's just do it a little bit simpler. Let's use a cube, right? Why not do it simple? 7 on the number pad, Z on the keyboard. And you can see how weird this looks. It's in perspective. So if I hit 5, you get orthographic on the number pad. By now though, you shouldn't be concentrating on what I'm hitting. I should be able to tell you to go into the orthographic view top, orthographic view side. You know, you got to get to the point where you're not listening to every keyboard shortcut that I use. So number pad 1, 3, and 7. Okay, good. What I want to do is take this and cut it down into it. Alright, I do that by going like this. This is the curve. This one is called cube. So I take this one and go to Boolean and use difference of cube and hit apply. Then I can delete this. Z on the keyboard will allow you to see what you just did. Very good. I'm just looking at the product, kind of get a general feel of it. One thing I might say is what'll happen is when you go to print this and you go to put it up on the object, I bet it has a weakness because it's concaved and doesn't have any structure around these things, the holes for the screws. So let's kind of fix that right away because I know that's going to be an issue. So 7 on the number pad. I have this cylinder. Hit tab. Go to cylinder. This will add it as an object. And what I want to do is make this screw hole. And then Shift D to duplicate it and make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now I got this one and that one. The big one I want to put here. So it matches the height of the wall and it goes into the geometry just a little bit. 7 on the number pad. Shift D to duplicate that object and move it up. Okay, then I'll take the little guy make him bigger, put him up through the geometry, Shift D to duplicate him, move him up. Now I shouldn't be moving these at all in the vertical axes. but it looks like it's just a little bit shy of the target. We'll fix that here in a second though. Okay, now what I made here is we got 2 unions and 2 drill bits. So these 2 objects right here could be joined. They're together using, it's called cylinder 2, and I can go to this object and go Boolean difference, union cylinder 2, and apply that. I can get rid of the old stuff by deleting it, and now I have these. These are my drill bits. Again, I can join those. My drill bits are called cylinder 3. Okay. Take the object, Boolean difference cylinder 3. Apply. Perfect. That's exactly what I want. X to delete this. And that will give me a big enough gap in here that allows me to add the nut to the 3mm shaft. Perfect. Alright, we're ready to rock and roll on that. Let's export it as a still, and let's get that out to print. You should be able to print this no problem. To make sure of this, we have 124 in Y. That's good. We can't, let's say we stick to not over 150 millimeters. Okay? 124 in Y is good. Alright, let's go on to the next video. In the meantime, you should go print this. Alright, so I changed my mind. Don't print this just yet. We have one more thing I want to go over. It gives me a chance to go over digital calipers. So please go on to the next video where we're going to look at digital calipers.